This month on Mustang Magazine, students vote on the midterms using Chromebooks. Ernie Bach Jr. explains the guitars on display around town. We listen to Fiona's music. And we do the math in a new film short created for national competition. These stories and more on this November edition of Mustang Magazine.
Hello and welcome to Mustang Magazine. I'm Dan Gruber.
And I'm Audrey Scafati. We start today's show with some news. Recently, students at the high school cast their ballots in a mock midterm election.
We caught up with Mrs. Orlinsky and Adeline Janed with the details. Students participated in a mock election last month to coincide with the midterm elections. Junior Adeline Janed helped coordinate the exercise.
We wanted to host something that would reflect on the students' perspective on votes and make students' voice heard.
The mock elections aren't new to NHS. Social Studies Department head Jennifer Orlinsky says the activity is part of a statewide program run through the JFK Library.
It's really interesting for students to see how their votes align with the votes of their community and with the state as a whole, and then compare it to the nation.
Students voted during their homeroom period using the Chromebooks that were recently distributed as part of the district's one-to-one program.
We vote for people and different politicians like a governor or our senator, and we get to also vote on the ballot questions, the 3 Massachusetts ballot questions as well.
So I think it's really fun for kids to engage in, especially the ballot questions at this point, because those are the ones that they feel they might actually have an impact on.
Senior Molly Cronin isn't a legal voter yet, but she says the exercises like the mock election force students to pay attention to the issues.
We're coming up to the age of voting, and we need to know what's going on in our country and understand what's happening.
While this month's mock election didn't impact the actual results of the real term elections, organizers say it is still an important activity.
It's never a bad thing to get people involved in civic action and to encourage people to do their civic duty.
I think that it's crucial for students to know what's going on in their politics and understand who's representing them and what they're doing to change their society.
The results from the NHS students weren't too different from the overall Massachusetts voters. Reporting for Mustang Magazine, I'm Dan Gruber. Thanks, girls. November has certainly been a busy month with elections and the holiday.
But not too busy for people to think about giving back. In our next story, junior staff reporters Erin Wagner and Roy Kerr show us what students at NHS were up to on Global Giving Day.
Students were spreading kindness on Giving Tuesday. Senior class president Gia Rodriguez greeted her classmates at the door.
We gave them a bingo board and some chocolate just for them to kind of spread the words, read what was on the bingo board, and see if they would just give back a little bit, show some kindness.
The door prizes and greetings were followed by activities in the library aimed at helping out specific causes.
You could make sea creatures, and from that, each sea creature made, $2 is donated to some sort of ocean wildlife foundation that helps the creatures, the sea creatures. You can make placemats or lunch bags, decorate them, and all of that goes towards Meals on Wheels.
Interim Vice Principal Cindy Durain says the library was busy all day. She said she was most impressed with the thank you cards to first responders.
There's some great notes, really heartfelt notes to first responders, so I would say the library activities went really well.
And outside the library, students and faculty were supporting another great cause by wearing a special t-shirt they purchased as part of an internal fundraiser.
We Are One was a slogan that some of the kids came up with just to sort of show unity as a school, and in particular we wanted to let Natalia Donnelly, who the proceeds from the shirts are benefiting today, know that everybody here
is a family and behind her and wants her to be well.
T-shirt fundraisers and sea creatures aside, organizers say the day was really more about spreading kindness.
My favorite part of today was just seeing everyone wishing each other happy Global Giving Day, and seeing everyone really receptive of the message that we were trying to spread.
I heard a couple of kids say later it felt really good to be met at the door. It was a great way to start the day, and knowing that somebody was glad to see them.
Global Giving Day was the Tuesday after Thanksgiving, but regardless of the day, organizers say they hope students continue to be giving and kind. Reporting for Mustang Magazine, I'm Rory Kerr.
Thanks, girls. It's nice to see everyone in the giving spirit.
And giving back is definitely a theme around NHS. Recently, the volleyball players devoted their time to helping a player who's suffering from a terrible medical condition.
Senior staff reporter Allie Kelleher shows us how they're thinking gray.
The volleyball team recently came together to run a fundraiser for a player in need. Senior captain Jenny King says the idea Think Gray came from their coach.
He mentioned that Natalia was suffering from brain cancer and that we should have a fundraiser for her, and right away we all agreed that that'd be the perfect idea for a fundraiser.
So when the team found out about her situation, they jumped right into action.
So we had a bake sale for her. We sold these t-shirts, and we also sold like little paper ribbons.
And before their matchup against Dedham, the team decorated the gym with posters and balloons in order to dedicate the game to Natalia.
We were able to honor her in a way like she wasn't able to play this season and she really wanted to, so we were happy doing this for her. Seeing everyone come out and seeing all the decorations in the gym, and it was just a really good night.
And while the event was aimed at fundraising and creating awareness about Thinking Gray, the volleyball team says they came away with a new sense of unity.
I think it really brought us together, and it was kind of eye-opening in a way that anything can happen to anyone at any moment, even your teammates, your friends, whatever. So it was really nice for us to come together in moments like that.
The team ended up raising over $2,200. If you'd like to make a donation for Natalia, you can visit her GoFundMe page. Reporting for Mustang Magazine, I'm Allison Kelleher.
Thanks, Allie. And for more information about the Think Gray movement, visit www.graymattersfoundation.org.
Okay, next up we have a story about all those amazing guitar sculptures around town. Junior staff reporters Jake Mannering and Lars Boothroyd report.
If you've been paying attention lately, you might have noticed some unique pieces of art on display at various spots around town.
Well, my guitar features the legendary bands and venues in Boston throughout the years.
Local artists like Don Evans Scaltrito are part of a public arts project called Guitarts, and their pieces are on display inspired by the musical instrument, the guitar.
I'm also a musician, so I put my bands on there too. And some of the clubs that we played at that were just great places to play, they don't exist anymore.
I went with an abstract all-around kind of feel that just had moments of representationalism. Ironically, the back and sides, I think, is where mine shine the most.
Artists were charged with creating a piece that connected people to the music of the guitar. Local painter Dale Stefanos says the instrument was an interesting canvas to work on.
It was really difficult actually because it's not a flat surface, and I'm used to a rectangle or a square, so it was really hard to navigate my way around until I just said, well, this is my space. I'm going to do whatever I feel like doing with it.
And like some of the other artists, Stefanos used his piece to tell a story.
There's an odd habit of rock stars to die at age 27, and it seems like all my favorite musicians followed that path, and it became a weird thing, and it's sort of something that people notice, and I thought it'd be a fun subject for the guitar.
The Guitarts Public Arts Project has been on display around town since July. Organizers say the goal is to shine a spotlight on the need for music education in public schools. NHS alumni Ernie Bach Jr. says the project is just a small part of a larger program.
I am the founder of Music Drives Us. I founded Music Drives Us 2006. The purpose of Music Drives Us is to bring music to the public and private sector to enhance people's lives because music matters.
And for his current project, Bach wanted to gather some locals who were interested in using art to pay homage to the guitar.
We found artists for Guitarts by basically asking locals and some of the people we knew that were actually artists and some musicians, and everybody said yes.
Scaltrito says it was an easy decision for her to work on Guitarts.
I'm familiar with Ernie Bach's mission of Music Drives Us, and the fact that it gets instruments into the hands of young people, I think is wonderful. Gets some lessons and gets them playing music and appreciating music. It was a no-brainer for me to do this project because I knew it would be supporting those music programs.
And all the artists agreed that music is an important part of people's lives.
It's the only art form that can get us to move our body involuntarily. You know, you hear a song and you start tapping your foot or nodding your head, and I think we have a rhythm within us, and our hearts are beating and our lungs are moving, and so we already have a sort of internal rhythm, and I think music just sort of resonates with that.
The 15 guitars on display around Norwood will be auctioned off this month, and Bach says some of that money will benefit music programs at NHS.
All the money is going to go to support music in the area and especially the high school.
The Fine Arts program at NHS says they are grateful for the donations made by Bach and his organization. For more information, you can visit www.musicdrivesus.org. Reporting for Mustang Magazine, I'm Lars Boothroyd.
Thanks, guys. Music is very important in people's lives, and for this NHS senior, it's become her passion.
Junior staff reporters Renee Babineau and Delaney Reardon bring us the story.
Some say you can't return.
Senior Fiona Campbell is a musician who has been working on her music for many years.
I started making music in 6th grade. That's when I wrote my first song. I started playing music when I was in 3rd grade. It was always a creative output, and I always enjoyed kind of singing and performing and art.
Campbell says singing and performing is a way to clear her mind.
It's a way to just let go. It kind of gives me time to just take a break from any stressful part of the day. I work on my music almost every day. It's just, again, that kind of breather from life.
And while Fiona spends a lot of time improving her craft, she does have some help.
Fiona's been my student for many years. I actually can't even remember how many. She started with me when she was really, really small, and we've been together for a long time.
Campbell's teacher, Lisa Eves, says there's been a lot of growth over the years.
Her skills started out with the ability to sing, and that was it. And then slowly she developed the ability to play guitar quite well. Her voice has improved immensely. Now it's to the point where she could do theater and sing the high notes with power and strength.
Campbell says she draws inspiration from other musicians.
I just thought, well, these people are creating their own music, why can't I? And I decided to try to create my own song. And then once I finished that song, I just went on to the next song, and I just kept making it.
Fiona decided to take it to the next step and start producing her own albums.
So I have 2 albums, one called Breakaway and one called Heading Home. Heading Home, which I released this year, was released on September 15th. And my last album, Breakaway, was released when I was a freshman in 2015.
With 2 completed albums under her belt, Campbell has been expressing herself through different types of music genres.
They all kind of have a different feel to them, so sometimes I kind of make a song that has a jazzy feel, sometimes I make a song that has a more rock style, and then sometimes I make a song that has a more electronic feel.
The inspiration is not directly drawn from personal experiences.
I honestly don't really experience a lot of what's in my songs, and I typically kind of get them from TV shows or listen to other people's experiences. But when I write songs, I tend to focus on more of the melody, and that's kind of more my inspiration for songs. And I get inspiration from other musicians. I've taken inspiration from people like Ed Sheeran, Ingrid Michaelson, Green Day, Beatles, Queen, just anything.
And Campbell isn't just a recording artist, she performs regularly at various local venues.
I perform a lot in Mansfield, so some of the places I perform is the Black Box Theater, where I do a lot of open mics, and sometimes Lisa does performances there and recitals, so I join her with doing that. Any chance there is for me to perform, I'll always perform.
To hear more of Fiona's songs, visit her YouTube channel, Fiona Bell Camp, or look her up on Spotify or Apple Music. Reporting for Mustang Magazine, I'm Renee Babineau.
Thanks, girls, and good luck to Fiona in all her musical pursuits.
Next up, we see how senior Kayla Rowan has been job shadowing an NHS athletic trainer. Jenny Carroll and Isabel Hagland report.
I have Kayla shadowing with me this fall so that she can see a little bit more into what athletic trainers in a high school do.
When I shadow Jillian, we go to some of the games, and sometimes I just stay in the athletic training office with her. Most of the time I do the things like fill the water, get Band-Aids, like restock the stuff for the football games. My favorite part of shadowing Jillian is going to the varsity football games, I think, because it's so like, it's the only game that I've gone to with her that's so, there's so much going on like at the same time, and she doesn't ever lose her focus, so like that's good to watch someone like her because I get like excited, and you can't always get excited when you have to be watching the game the whole time. So it's good to like see how she handles it because she's really good at it. So I want to be an athletic trainer because I've seen a lot of my friends go through like injury and recovery, and it just interests me a lot.
Kayla wants to do athletic training in college, so I think this will really help her going into college, having a little bit more of an idea as to what she's going to be, what's going to be expected of her, what her clinicals and the program will be like, and so she feels a little bit more prepared for that.
A lot of colleges won't accept you without some time like shadowing an athletic trainer or studying under someone like that.
It helps grow the profession, so I'd love to be able to do it with some other kids in the future. My goal is not only to help Kayla learn a little bit more about what the athletic training profession is, but for everyone to be able to learn a little more about what athletic trainers do.
I think it really helped me because it made me see exactly like what I would be doing, and I really do enjoy it.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Thanks, girls. It's never too early to start thinking about your future.
Many students at NHS go on to have great careers, and some of them even end up back at the high school as teachers.
So we decided to create a new segment that profiles these teachers, and we'll give you a new one each month.
Our first teacher is brand new to NHS. In fact, he might be the first alumni hired who actually graduated from the new building.
So here's Mr. Gonsalves in the first edition of Alum Sangs.
Back, now I'll explain it.
I graduated in 2013. I went to UMass Amherst. I teach 4 Spanish 2 classes, 2 honors, 2 college, and I teach ESL math. But when I can, I try and go to help out with the soccer teams at the high school. I really like that. I decided to become a teacher because of all the teachers I had here. Like, I really liked all the teachers I had here. I had liked school before then, but I did not always plan on staying in Norwood. I'd say that just kind of like happened. I was looking for a teaching job, and there was one available here, so I just decided to take the job. So a lot of the teachers are the same. I think that's interesting because when I walked back in here, I had a lot of the teachers, so now I went from being taught by them and I work with them, so they're my coworkers, so I think that's really interesting. I love everything about the Norwood environment. A lot of my friends still live in Norwood, and like their parents work in Norwood. My best friend's dad owns Day Street, so anytime I go in there, it's nice to see them, so it's like easy to keep in touch with my friends.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Gonsalves. We're happy you came back to NHS.
The show is almost over, but before we go, we have a little more entertainment for you. Recently, Dan and I, along with our partner Sophia Saratori, wrote, shot, and edited a short film for a national competition.
The STN Film Challenge was a contest that gave us a topic and then only 6 days to make a film.
The topic was Do the Math, and we're happy to say that we completed our film by the deadline.
So here it is now. Enjoy.
I can't believe I got another D on a math test. This class is ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty hard.
I wish I could pull off all A's, and my parents think I need a tutor.
I could tutor you.
Seriously? That'd be great.
Yeah. Do you want to come over tomorrow after school?
Sure, just text me your address. Hey Alan, thanks so much for doing this.
Of course. Come on in.
Thank you. Wait, I thought a negative multiplied by a negative was a positive.
Nope. Since they're both the same, the product would be negative.
Oh, okay, I get it now. Thanks. Thanks again, Alan. Same time next week?
Sure, I'll see you tomorrow at school.
All right, bye.
I really have to start studying.
Oh. Okay.
Same time. No way.
Yes way!
There is no way you won a national paper airplane contest.
Yes, I did. I'll show you. Wait. You're bad at math?
No, I was bad at math. I tried to get better. I did get better. For you.
That's no excuse. I could have failed the class. You lied to me. I thought I meant more than that.
But you do. I promise. I wouldn't lie
I have
about
to go.
Wait, Julia, please.
What do you want?
I just need help solving this math problem.
Why should I help you?
Just do the math.
We hope you enjoyed our short film. Special thanks to Brady Sheehan from the drama class for all his great acting.
If you'd like to see the film again or any of our other stories from today's show, don't forget to visit us online at www.mustang.media.
Well, that's all we have for today. Thanks for watching.
See you next time, Mustangs.
Thanks, girls. November has certainly been a busy month with the elections and the holidays.
But not too busy for people.
That was so
I forgot halfway. I forgot.
Your arm keeps rubbing up against my
I'm
shoulder
sorry.
and it's itchy. Hey, what did one lawyer say to the other lawyer? We're both lawyers. That's my sister's joke.
Are we done?